This morning I died and I went straight to another reality. I was telling him all night he's been freaking raping me, okay? When I say he's raping me, he's literally making my freaking vagina all wet, and it smells like his nasty fucking dick. I'm not having sex. But for them, they made it into where it seems like they are having real sex, but it's magic. It's the really bad magic, and he's torturing me and messing with my head because I'm saying no, stop doing that, and I freaking died. All I kept hearing was him telling me, wake up, come back, and he was calling my name. And so then I just remember waking up, seeing myself driving. I was physically driving another car that I don't have, that I've never seen in my life. I was not in this place where I live, and I was going to work. So I literally just went to an adult life, and I was driving, going to work. I had to go to the restroom, and I said, oh, my mom gave me my mom's key to go to her apartment, like, whenever I want to. So then that's what happened. I went to my mom's apartment because I had to go pee, and it was like the car was like luxurious. It wasn't like anything that was here. And basically what happened was that I then got to the apartment. And these apartments that my mom lives in that other reality that I was in, literally, it's one of the ones that you go into the elevator and it opens up so it was like the top one of the whole apartment, which wasn't a big one. It was like a 3-story one. And I go into the elevator. It was very tiny. Get up to the apartment, and Gangstalkers were there, moving in, laughing, and they got scared. The elevator opens, the Gangstalkers are there. It was 2 white girls, and I said, what the hell are you doing in my mom's apartment? And I started questioning them, and I said, who let you guys move in? And they were making their own little room in the living room, where like the dining table is supposed to be right next to the kitchen. And they were laughing at what the hell is going on to me here in this life, and they're laughing in that reality. And I said, who are you and what are you doing in my mom's apartment? And she was like, what are you doing here? And I said, what are you doing in my mom's apartment, and who gave you the key to enter, and why the hell are you guys moving in? And they were like, well, what are you doing here? I said, this is my mom's apartment. She gave me her key. What are you doing in my mom's apartment? And they were just laughing. And I went to the restroom really quick, came out, and I questioned her, and I told her, well, okay, well, if you don't want to tell me who you are, I'm going to call the apartment building, and I'm going to tell them who they are, because I'm going to show you that I have a lot of money. I have investigators, I have lawyers. And I was like, she's like, that's illegal. I was like, what you're doing is illegal. And she stood there like all scared and quiet, and then she stopped laughing. And then, like, even in that reality, the Gangstalkers are there. Even in that reality, it's like these people are living in that world, and then they know who I am, and they're laughing at my situation, and they think it's funny. Like, do you understand the powers that they're using is obviously not theirs? So then she just like stood quiet, and my mom came, and she's like, what happened? What are you doing here? I said, and then like I was like, oh, I'm just leaving. Like, I didn't want to argue anymore because I told them off, and I didn't want her to, like, start a problem. or like argue. And I didn't know like really if that was like what they like were okay with, but my mom was literally there. And then she like, I was like, I thought you were going to work or whatever. Like, I was like, yeah, I had to go to the restroom though, and that's why I came. And I was like, but I'm leaving now. And then she's like, oh, okay, well, me too. And then she didn't notice the girls, and she didn't see them, and she didn't say nothing to me. And we were leaving, but when we were leaving, it was like there was a freaking fight. I just heard black people like arguing in the background, and I was leaving. And then somehow me and my mom were leaving, and then I came back to life. I do not remember if I was breathing. I do not remember. I do remember before that happened, I was asleep and I couldn't breathe, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up again here.